through his remarkable contribution, education, and acceleration of excellence in the broader society, he was also the finalist for the 21st National Teaching Awards in the category for National Best Teacher and the provincial finalist for the 20th Teaching Awards in the category for Kader Asmal Excellence Award. He was crowned the National Public Speaking Champion at the Department of Water and Sanitation National Adjudication in the category for 2019 Intervention Project, and during this was representing Gauteng Province. The learners that he mentored, have won the National Pick and Pay Hero Award of the year 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2020. He coaches learners for public speaking, debate, poetry, equipped them with reading and writing skills. The learners he coaches are now national champions in various competitions. National Public Speaking Champions, South African Literacy Association, South African Institute of International Affairs, Youth Citizens Action Program, National Debating Champions as well, and also National Poetry Champions and National Reading Champions as well in South African Literacy Association. Hello, Bethuel. Good to have you with us at Empire Partner Studios, where we keep our eyes on the social challenges. How's your day so far?
My day so far has been so well, and maybe because I was very much excited about these opportunities as I was looking forward to it. So nothing much. I just woke up and prepared myself for this session, and here I am, very much impressed with what I see around here.
Most of your mornings very relaxed and chilled, or are you always up and about, going around?
I'm forever waking, man. My wife always says I'm forever on my laptop, and that is true. I spend most of my time waking, preparing. Yeah,
just carrying on working, no breaks whatsoever.
Mm.
Well, since we are in the fourth industrial revolution, as it is, how everything is moving with tech, and only way to move forward is with tech. How do you integrate the fourth industrial revolution with education, and particularly primary level education, and why is it important to do so?
Yeah, it's very much important to move with times, especially when coming to the innovation and the creativity that can be integrated in the classroom space. It is just unfortunate the school that I'm working at is located in the township, whereby a majority of the learners are coming from disadvantaged family background, and it's a non-paying fee school, so it's quite a challenge to utilize the 4IR resources. Yeah, so far we give our best when coming to integration of the 4IR, because it needs to start with acquiring the resources. So that is where I've played a major role when coming to starting a journey of acquiring the resources that can be used to enhance teaching and learning in the classroom space.
Just out of curiosity, which school is it?
It's a Gauteng Primary School, Ekurhuleni South.
Well, that's pretty much in the deep south. Since the advent of COVID-19 has just messed up everything for us with schooling and way of life, what difficulties have you faced, and what role has technology played for you and your learners? I know you played in a role of the provisions of 1-2 computer centers and laptops for teachers.
As I've mentioned, that my school is a non-paying fee school, meaning that we have limited resources. So what I've done so far, I've coordinated various fundraising events so that we can acquire the resources as a start, because I believe we need to start somewhere. So far I have coordinated a fundraising event which was a success, whereby we have acquired laptops for the teachers, because we need to promote computer literacy in the teaching and learning space. So through my eager to achieve the introduction of 4IR, so I believe that it needs to start with the teachers. So my first goal was to acquire laptops for the teachers before coming to the classroom space, so that those laptops can be utilized for preparations of lessons, preparations of assessment through typing or making use of the Microsoft Office softwares. So that's what I've achieved this far, and I was also involved in the acquiring of the computer center of my school, because one of the challenges that we have encountered as a non-paying fee school is that even if you can give the learners an activity that they need to do it at home using the internet, you find majority of the learners did not complete the activities because of unfavorable family backgrounds, whereby the parents are not working as well. Some of them they are under the guardians of people that they are living with. So it's one of those challenges whereby you give them an activity that you expect them to do at home and to upload it using the internet or using the email. So majority of them, they do not do it, and it's pointless to give such activities because you are frustrating the learners, you are frustrating the parents as well as they are not working as well. So far, the only thing that I do is the use of the projectors, overhead projectors, and the very same overhead project that I'm using in my classroom space. I raised the funds through the recycling of white paper because I realized that we use we make copies almost every day, and those papers at the end of the day we throw them in the bin. Then I was like, okay, as part of promoting sustainable development goals, which is SDG number 6 under climate change, why not preserve and conserve or restore the dignity of the environment through the recycling project? Then I introduced the recycling project. With the money that we made through the recycling project, I bought an overhead projector that I'm currently using in my classroom space.
I'm actually curious, how do you recycle white paper? Because I mean, once it's ink on it and stuff, the main thing I'm thinking about you can use for is probably like paper maches or using for fuel for the fire.
We collect from the very same papers that we use in the school, like the previous question papers, the old books that the learners have. We request the parents to give them to the learners so that they contribute towards the project. So it's just a matter of collecting white paper, which is it has a lot of money compared to any other paper or a colored paper. White paper is the one that has a lot of money. So with so far the highest that I've raised, it was last year at the end of the year. It was 16,000 rand from the white paper.
Just white paper alone.
Yeah,
oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, white paper alone.
As stated before in the intro, that you are a national hero. You've been awarded this thing a number of times for many of years right now. What does that role mean, and how do you inspire the youth through that role? And how does one actually become a national hero?
To be a national hero or to be recognized at the national level, you need to drive change, you need to accelerate excellence, you need to be dedicated to your work, you need to ensure that everything that you do, you go all out, not for your own benefit, for the benefit of the learners, the benefit of the school, the society at large, even myself, because I get to grow. As I am here today, I never knew Empire Foundation.
And now you do.
Yeah, it's just a matter of accelerating excellence within the classroom space, come up with innovative and creative ways that you accommodate the various learning styles of the learners to ensure that you achieve the objectives of the Department of Education. To assist them also, the Department of Education, with regard to development of various schools, because with the government, honestly, development is it's very, very slow.
Especially with the government.
So not only in the Department of Education, everywhere in the government, when it comes into implementation, it's a challenge. So that is where I step in to come up with those ideas that I can raise funds, I can assist schools in order for them to acquire a computer center or to acquire any other challenge that they have within their institution.
I just want to take a couple steps back, right? I just want to ask you, before you were talking about how you want to get students and teachers to use computers and stuff. Well, with everything going on in South Africa now with the load shedding and stuff, how badly has that affected you guys personally?
With everything that is happening in the country, it's a quite challenge for everyone because people are losing jobs. Um, Stakeholders, they are pulling out. They are no longer sponsoring. I remember we used to have the aftercare sponsor for my school. So since the outbreak of the COVID-19, they pulled out because of limited fund that they have, because of the economy is very dire. Currently, we don't have a aftercare stakeholders, so which adds to the circumstances of the learners as they are coming from disadvantaged family background. At least they were getting something before that. They knew, okay, before I get home, before I get home, I'll get a decent meal at school. But currently, it's nothing. They go home on empty stomach.
Ish, that's really rough to hear, but hopefully the country does fix itself sooner or later. But as a national change agent for sustainability in the year 2021, what sustainable goal are you focused on, or or the most recognized for, or is it an open and end achievement? Tell us more about that.
Uh, in order for one to be named the change agent for sustainability, you need to play various roles within the education fraternity as a whole. As a as a teacher, you need to be involved inside and outside your working space. So for me to be named the national change agent, it's because I strive for excellence. I utilize any opportunity that is available for me. I give learners an opportunity to ensure that they develop to their full potential. So in the classroom space, I'm very much creative, and my learners are also doing well. We are able to achieve the performance standard that is set by the Department of Education. I'm always above 80%. And coming to extramural activities as well, I play a very, very huge role. My school is currently popular because of my initiative or being involved in extracurricular, as I'm currently coaching public speaking, I coach poetry, I coach debate, and every year I produce national champions amongst the learners that I coach. So being named the Change Agent Award, it is an award that incorporates various roles that you play in the community. For example, every year I coordinate environmental awareness for the community, not only for my school. Every year I coordinate career expos for the community, particularly the grade 7th learners, whereby their parents, they also attend. Um, One of the sustainable goals that I can mention, which is the first one, SDG number 1, as I've mentioned, that majority of the learners of where I'm working, they are coming from disadvantaged family background. So SDG number 1, which is no to poverty, I was able to get Pick and Pay on board to make contributions to the learners and to the community. So currently, the Pick and Pay, every time they make donations of groceries, not only for the learners, including the unemployed parents. So as part of addressing SDG number 1, then SDG number 4, which is quality education. As I've mentioned, that I'm very much creative. I've designed worksheets that entails images, videos, video links as well, and I'm able to create learning materials or learning resources like videos. I record myself. I use animations as I'm teaching in a primary school, so learners get so much excited and eager to learn or inspired to learn when they're attending my periods, because the classroom atmosphere is forever inviting and exciting as well for the kids. So when the kids are excited, then it makes it easier for me to deliver the curriculum objectives.
Oh, okay. So it seems like you're using a lot of tech to teach children these new set of skills and all that through an interesting way. Now that is more in line with the 4IR development, if you would say so, right? One can say that South Africa's public schools are failing behind in light of statement. In light of that statement, what do you think can be done to prepare learners in public schools for the inevitable, fourth industrial revolution?
Uh, Honestly speaking, I think accountability. If there can be accountability, particularly to the funds that are allocated for public schools, uh, yes, it might be a non-paying fee school, but there is budget allocated to each and every school, and of which there is no transparency when coming to that. When you start questioning the leadership of the school about that, then you become less favorable.
Everyone starts questioning you.
So if there can be accountability for that budget, because Section 21 of the South African School Act, it says that all the schools that are under Section 21, the Provincial Department of Education will allocate budget or money or even finance that the schools will utilize them to address the challenges that they have. So then come to Section 48 of the South African School Act, then it says the schools and the SGB, they must appoint the auditors to come and audit them, then submit the report to the Provincial Department of Education. So now, if the school appoint their own auditors, so there are a lot of things that are happening, and that is why I'm saying if there can be accountability for those funds that are allocated for each and every schools, I can assure you our schools will be far better than the former Model C schools. So just because there's no accountability, we give you money, then you hire your own person to audit you again, and that person can still be your friend.
So just audit, so just accountability the entire time.
You submit the report.
Now, big question in South Africa is, like a lot of people ask when it comes to education, do you believe that for South Africa to have a bright future, that it must start at the foundation phase or the intermediate phase or the senior phase, or when they just enter the foundation, further education, also known as high school? So when do you think is a good time for, when do you think South Africans youth should actually start taking it seriously about South African problems? When they're young in primary school stuff, or when they enter high school?
I'll go for foundation phase, which is grade R to grade 3, because foundation phase, they play a huge role when coming to holistic development of our children, because you are giving them a foundation. But overall, the transition from foundation phase to intermediate to senior to high school as well, they should also link, so that for example, if we introduce robotics for foundation phase, then it must continue to other phases. It mustn't only be for foundation phase. And one of the things is that the children, when coming to teaching and learning, we must not mold them. We must unfold them in order to develop to their full potential. Because if you mold them, it's more like you are channeling to the direction of your choice as a teacher, not according to their potential abilities and interests. So we should give them opportunity to develop to their full potential. So a foundation phase is a very, very critical phase for the development of the learners. Once the foundation is poor, then the chances